So, you can tell I'm out of video ideas because I'm just doing a normal talking style video where I just talk about things, and that's exactly what I'm gonna talk about. So, a few days before, I was supposed to upload on Wednesday, because, you know, if you don't know, I was supposed to upload every 2 weeks on a Wednesday. Or that should be the schedule because I've already missed it twice, because the first video uploaded on a Thursday, then the second video uploaded on a Friday. So, I guess that's kind of out the window, although I'm still gonna try doing it every Wednesday, even though I'm recording this on a Saturday, and this is probably gonna be up on a Sunday. As you can see, I'm very great with schedules. So, a few days before the Wednesday deadline, and by a few days, I mean probably a day or two before the deadline, I didn't know what the fuck to record because all the video ideas that I wanted to do was not easy to quickly set up within a few day period. And that was a problem because I'm trying to stay more consistent with my YouTube upload schedule. So if I didn't have anything to upload, then that means I would miss my schedule entirely. And I did promise to make 25 videos, so you know, I had to think of something soon. So I was trying to brainstorm some ideas, and I initially went blank, but then I thought of how I used to play bridge back in the day. So I thought, hey, that could be an interesting video idea because usually every time I try to queue, I just managed to get the sweatiest rounds ever. So I thought, hey, that could be interesting. But then when I actually tried to play it, I only lost one of the games. And otherwise, yeah, it was kind of boring. I had a few like semi-sweaty rounds, but other than that one game I lost, there wasn't really any conflict. And I thought that was an issue because, you know, I want my videos to be entertaining and whatnot. So I thought, you know, okay, this isn't doing too well. And this was the day before, actually, no, probably the day after. No, the day of when I was supposed to originally upload. So the Wednesday before. And I was kind of panicking. So I made it like, last second, I made like a Discord post stating, hey, I'm going to do a video where I'm going to just do other people's video ideas, which I'm still going to do at some point because I think that would be an interesting video idea to do. But I was doing that out of panicness. And then, I mean, got a few ideas, but I quickly realized that this is not something I'm going to be able to do properly within a few days span. So I just kind of died. I didn't even know what to do. Like, I think I was struggling so much to think of what to upload that I didn't even bother streaming on Friday stream. Neither did Saturday stream, or I guess today's stream, since I'm recording on a Saturday. So yeah, now I'm just here in my hardcore world, just talking to y'all. Alright, anyways, so YouTube kind of sucks. Overall, you know, I'm glad I've had YouTube in my life. I'm glad I've had a chance to make all these videos over the years, but sometimes it is exhausting to deal with. So, for example, you know, the first video I made in the 25 video batches of videos I'm supposed to upload this year, that was months and months of effort. Of course, the majority of it I recorded a few months before, or like 2-3 months before, and then the actual editing only took about 11 days. Granted, it was nonstop, and at one point I almost didn't sleep for a night to finish it, but 11 days nonstop work. But that was slowly being worked on over the many months, and I was struggling. I was initially really struggling to get good footage because it was originally going to be a speed run video. I was supposed to have a time limit, and I was supposed to try to you know, do the challenge within the time limit, but I was just struggling. I had so many like failed takes and whatnot that the failed takes amounted to like 20, like a whole, like 25 hours of footage, a whole day's worth of footage, which is insane, right? That's not a normal thing to happen. And like, I was having so many like failed takes that I just kind of gave up for a bit, because I initially wanted to do the speedrunning component because I thought that without it wouldn't be as much of an intense video as it would be, or like an emotionally tense, you know how you're like, what the fuck's the word? I don't know. Tension. That's the word. I wanted to have tension in a video, and I thought having it be a speedrun and then having there be a time limit would add more tension to the video. But at some point I thought, okay, I've never seen Armadillo before. A, this is too hard. I can't do this. And B, I think it just seems it seemed arbitrary to add that for no reason. Like, there wasn't like a natural reason for me to have a time limit. It was just kind of there for no reason. So dropped the speedrunning component, and after like 2 or 3 tries, I think my second try I finally got it, and that's the footage you saw in the final cut. Then that took 10 hours. over the span of 3 days, but 10 hours of footage. Then out of that, most like 6%, I had to cut like 94% of the footage. That got into the cutting room floor. So yeah, out of 10 hours of footage, I only had 40 minutes of actual video to use, which is insane to think about, but I'm kind of used to just cutting videos intensely, because the way I edit, I don't like leaving a lot of like blank spaces. I like getting to the point, because I don't like really watching videos that drag. I'm fine with long videos. If it makes sense for it to be an hour, then I would like it to be an hour instead of something that's cut down and, you know, important parts are removed. But if it's an hour of just shit, just fluff that doesn't need to be there to begin with, then I would want that cut down. That's the type of editing I like better, so that's why I try to cut my videos as much as possible to only get to the important and good shit, you know? Which is why I get 10 hours of footage and then cut it down to only 40 minutes. That video was both a pain in the ass and also really fun to work with. I love the final product, and especially when it gets to the end, when I was starting to work on the effects side of things, it was really fun to edit, but the rest of it kind of sucked to work on, especially because I just can't script write. I mean, I can, but I also can't. Script writing is one of those things that's necessary to have, especially in order to make sure that the rest of the video is good, because if your script's shit, the rest of it's shit, no matter how good everything else is, in my opinion. I mean, of course, execution, overall execution is important, and a good script can only get you so far if everything else is like completely horrendous. But having a good script is like an important foundation to the rest of the building. But anyways, I was struggling with that because, especially early on in the video making process, it's kind of, what's the word? It's very daunting to make a video, especially something like that scale, where it just seems like such an uphill battle to work on that I just get demotivated and I can barely work on it for like more than a little bit a day, because like otherwise I'd just be like, this is not gonna work through. That's most of my workflow though. Like, it's me just not knowing where the fuck the video is gonna go until the last 1/4 of the video making process. I'm actually like, everything's coming together, and then that's where I get the satisfaction of video editing from, because seeing everything come together just makes it all worth it, even if the other 75% of it was kind of pain. And you know, if there are some moments in the final cuts where I see like there's like a cinematic you know, cinematic shit that I really liked. Like, for example, the part of that video where I like walk in, like I mine out, and then it pans out to the nether. I was getting really excited over that, because like it was one of the moments where at least parts of my vision were coming to like fruition. It was like, oh shit, this is actually happening. It was cool as fuck, you know? And also like some musical moments, or like some sound moments where it just hits right, like the part where I made another portal but forgot my flint and steel. The way I timed the sound effects and the music was just fucking perfect. I loved it. Those moments of editing is why I like making content to begin with, you know? Of course, like the dumb moments where you're like doing stupid shit with friends is nice, but you know, I also really like the editing parts where like you just things you do hit hard. It just goes hard, and you're just really enjoying. I'm not even playing hardcore right now, because I know I just can't multitask like that. Either I have to just talk to the camera about some dumb bullshit, or I have to play the game. And you know, I'd rather talk to the camera. To the camera? I'm not talking to any camera. But you know what I mean though. So like overall, I was really satisfied with the video, and when I uploaded it, you know, I got like 500, 600 views, which, you know, not bad for my first video. Of course, I've been uploading it consistently before then, so I was low-key expecting it to do average, or do a little worse actually when the, you know, initial analytics came in. But you know, it's not bad. I wish it got more views considering the amount of effort I put in, because at one point, like the day before I actually uploaded it, so I uploaded it on a Thursday, and I was supposed to upload it on a Wednesday. The Tuesday before, I was initially supposed to upload it. I was up until 2:30 in the morning, and like I wanted to just literally stay up all night long to work on that video. But at one point, I was so tired that what I was editing, right? I was at my desk, and then for a second, it felt like I phased out of the flow. I felt like I disconnected from the world for a second, and I just phased out of I fell through the floor, basically. It kind of felt like that. Then when I like snapped back out of it, I was like, what the fuck just happened? That's when I knew, okay, I guess I should sleep. I only slept for like 90 minutes though, and then I woke up and then went right back to editing. Unfortunately, it did miss the Wednesday video deadline, but I did get it out a day later, which that sounds about right for how I upload. That sounds right for the Ander cycle. What is the Ander cycle? It's basically just how the creative process I have, where I do fuck all in terms of making any progress for a video for like weeks at a time. And then a few days before the videos actually due, I just cram like what should have been days or weeks worth of editing and creating into like a 2 to 3 day window. And I'm like working nonstop, not doing anything. I'm getting like fucking meal replacements. I'm not even eating, just at my desk. 16-hour sessions, basically editing and making. And then at the end, I missed the deadline by a few hours anyways. That's always the way I make content, and I hate it. I'm trying to get better at that, but you know, I'm not perfect. The issue is that my video ideas are I like ambition. I'm an ambitious person naturally, so like, of course, I think back in like 2017, I would have liked to make a video like this where I'm just like talking to this would have been satisfactory to me, but not anymore to my brain, because like of course, in the 8 years since my first time I've used a professional editing software, I've learned a lot about how to make videos, and because of that, I really only get like satisfaction from making the big meaty videos where like I have to do a bunch of shit, not just like record and edit, but just make graphics, have specific like musical moments, make sure like everything's intense, and then you know, there's like a script involved too. I have to do all that just to be like satisfied from video making for some reason. Like the smaller moments, like I don't get as much satisfaction from making videos, even though that, you know, I've grown to realize that these like videos like these where I just, you know, it's simple and I'm talking to you through a microphone while trying to play hardcore, even though I'm not really playing hardcore. I'm just walking around like a fucking idiot. This is just as important as the big stuff. It's just I can only focus on the big stuff for some reason to my brain, but at the same time, because they're like such massive projects that involve a lot of work, my brain just struggles to have any motivation to work on them, because it's kind of scary. Not scary, what's the word? It's kind of daunting to start at the bottom of the hill when the quality standard I've set myself is so high that it's like fucking it's like trying to climb up Mount Everest. You just look up and you're like, oh fuck. And you just don't want to work on it until I get close to a deadline, and then I suddenly feel motivation to work on it, and then it just kind of snowballs from there. And I want to be better at pacing myself more often, right? Because it's healthy. I don't want to be what's the word? It's probably unhealthy the way I work on videos, doing all the like crammy sessions last minute instead of pacing myself and having an actual healthy lifestyle. So that's for one. And then for two, I feel like doing it that way kind of sacrifices the video quality to some degree, because especially at the end, I have to like make decisions and move on, and most of the time it works out, but there's like usually small blemishes in a video that I find cringeworthy afterwards. Not to the point where it's like ruins the video, and especially not to the point where an average audience member sees it. An average audience member will just see it and be like, yeah, that's a good video, but I've seen the video like hundreds of times in the process of editing. So, and also I just know a lot about like content creation in general, so I'm more nitpicky, and I could just nitpick the smallest shit that bothers me, even if an average audience member is never gonna see it. And also sometimes it can be demotivating to work on the higher quality stuff, because for some reason sometimes it feels like the more effort I put into the video, the less views it gets. I don't know why it feels like this. I mean, I know why it feels like that, because that's the case, right? Because my RL craft video, not that it's a bad video, it's just it was not enjoyable to edit it at all. it just kind of, there was no sauce to it, right? There's no moment where I felt excited about a certain part of the video. Like, you know, not the RL craft video, the other video I talked about where, like, you know, there's the whole Nether cinematic, or, you know, that kind of stuff. That's the stuff that actually gets me like excited about making videos, not like the tedious parts where I'm like just trimming a video. And the RL craft video was just all trimming. There's no like sauce to it. So even if it was an easy edit, my brain was just struggling to work on it. It was also because the footage was 3 hours, and I'm like, how the fuck do I cut this down to a decent cut? But also, mainly, it was just a boring fucking video to go through. When I uploaded it, I'm like, okay, this is a piece of shit. This is not getting any views. And then they got more views than the video that was an amalgamation of months of effort. So, you know, sometimes it can be a little demotivating to work on the big stuff too. But, you know, I need to also get better at least making the boring bits faster to work on. Or maybe I just need to get a little more disciplined when it comes to working on the more boring stuff, because it's the real world. I'm not gonna be able to work on the fun stuff all the time. In fact, especially if I like getting a job as a video editor, especially if I'm lower in the corporate ladder, I'm only gonna work on the boring stuff. So I need to find a way to make it tolerable at least. And that's just me though. Otherwise, I still love video editing though. It's my favorite part of content creation. But you know, sometimes it can be a little eh. But yeah, sometimes like things like that kind of affect my mood when it comes to like making videos and stuff in general. Like there's videos like the zombie survival video where I'm like, okay, you know, maybe I'll stay on YouTube. This is worth it. Even if the views aren't great, maybe eventually it can amalgamate to something more important. But there's other times where I get done editing the RL craft video and I'm like, this is the most boring shit ever. Why did I decide to start doing this 13 years ago? I'm all over the place when it comes to that. Like video editing, not video editing, just making videos in general fucking suck, but it's also awesome. Like, honestly, I probably wouldn't trade this in for any other life, because the people I meet in the process of doing this are fucking insane, but also, you know, chill people. I rarely have problems with most of them, but you know, overall chill process. It's a chill thing. Everybody's cool. But sometimes it's daunting, sometimes it's frustrating, and sometimes it's fucking depressing. Seeing that, you know, stuff you pour your heart into, stuff that you are the proudest of, just gets no views compared to like dumb trend writing generic shit where you don't put any of your personality into it. That can be really demotivating. Or like when you work hard on something and it gets like average views, but you know, it doesn't get a lot of views compared to what you would have hoped. And then you just see like fucking Skibbity Toilet getting like 30 million subscribers, and you're like, what am I doing wrong? not saying that this is not a roast to this creator of Skibbity Toilet. I forgot their fucking channel name, but it's not a roast to them. I just thought of it as an example. But yeah, the YouTube algorithm just consistently fucks you over if you're not at the status of like someone like, Corey X Kenshin, because like he can just do whatever the fuck he wants and most of his audience will stay at home. I think that's the best place for a YouTuber to be, where your audience watches you for you more than anything, and they just chill with whatever the fuck you do. And like you can be like Corey and just like fuck off YouTube for a month at a time and just do whatever you want, actually have a life, and then when you come back, your audience is just waiting for you. I think that is like the best case scenario for any YouTuber. Like, I don't want to be the biggest, but I want to be at that status to where I don't have to worry about leaving just to take care of myself, or like if I want to go on vacation, just chill with my family or just live with anybody else. I want to be at a status where where I can disconnect from the content creation game and not worry about my views and my analytics and basically my cash flow being fucked over if I take too long of a break. And like, I don't like talking about analytics and like money shit in general, because I feel like an asshole talking about them and like talking about how, you know, sometimes I feel like I'm not getting the views that I deserve, because like I'm not like a large YouTuber by any means, but I'm at a higher position of content creation than most people who does this, who attempts this. Because not only do I have the talent, I've grown a talent to doing this, at least in a video editing department. Maybe not analytical wise, but in terms of like knowing what to do to make a video, at least to my vision for the most part. Not only do I know how to do that, not only do I have a sizable audience, some of them are those like ride or die viewers, but I also have connections to other like larger content creators. So like I'm more fortunate than most people who does content creation. So I just feel like an anus sometimes when I'm like yapping about like, oh, I wish I had more views or whatever. But I think it is important to discuss my feelings and being honest about what I feel sometimes about content creation, but don't take it as me being ungrateful. Like I'm in a better spot than most people who tries content creation, so I'm very thankful for what I have. It's just I like this to be my full-time job more than like an average desk job. Being a corporate wagey doesn't sound too fun, so I thought maybe I could do YouTube or just something else as a job rather than working at an actual job. So sometimes it can get a little frustrating when having that mindset and YouTube kind of fucking you over sometimes, but that's just life. My goal, I was gonna do Battle Wars or something like that, but I decided to just try hardcore because why not? And I was gonna try having I guess background footage. I was gonna like actually like progress and shit on this hardcore world, but I've just walked around, which I guess is fine, but yeah, it's crazy to think how long I've been doing this. In April, my first YouTube channel is going to be 13 years old, which means that like pretty soon there's going to be audience members who are allowed to use YouTube and will be literally younger than my first ever YouTube channel, than my YouTube career. That's a crazy thing to think about, especially because like I'm still like I'm really young. I'm only 20. Like I've started since I started doing YouTube when I was 7. So basically most of my life I've been doing YouTube. Like 2/3 of my life I've been doing YouTube or some kind of video making. And that's insane to think about. Actually, fun fact, I think I made my first YouTube channel before Dan CDM made his main one. He had other channels before, but his main one, Dan CDM. I think I made my channel before his. It's just crazy to think about stuff like that. And considering how much time I've invested in this platform, I haven't grown like I thought I would, but then again, I haven't like grinded like that yet. So maybe that's on me for not growing as much as I want to, but I don't know actually. But yeah, it's just crazy to think about how long I've been doing content creation for. It's chilling. Again, I wouldn't trade this in for anything else, even if it fucking sucks sometimes. Not only due to like mental shit that I go through sometimes, but also just the drama that goes on in certain parts of the Minecraft community. Certain people know what I'm talking about, but I'm not gonna be going too deep into that for reasons. But anyways, yeah, I just wanted to talk a bit, I guess, talking about some shit, having more of a personal video rather than like the big gigantic massive scale fucking videos I always like to do. So let me know if you enjoy this. Let me know what you think of this in the comment section. And if you like this video, consider dropping a like and subscribing to the channel if you want to see more content like this. And yeah, thank you for stopping by. Thank you for coming by and having a chat, a one-way chat that is, but a chat nevertheless. And I hope to see you all later. Peace out, pro gamers.